That's an absolute race demolisher. This shoe is really, really stiff, especially into the middle here. Like I can't even at all. I feel light and feel bouncy, but they're not like incredibly propulsive compared to some of those like super duper shoes. It's not made for HYROX, it's made for running. I feel like I could push a house. I would not feel comfortable recommending them because of how poorly they performed just then. And a massive come from behind victory. All right, so if I had to run a HYROX tomorrow, like I need a new shoe to race in. There's been a bunch of different shoes that have come out, so I want to figure out which shoe I would race in if I had to run tomorrow. So we have all of our options here. So we're gonna do a bunch of different tests today, running, strength, sled, Metcon stuff, and then we're gonna figure out what I think the best shoe is. All right, so plan for today. So 3 different shoes: the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 4, the Adidas Adios Drop Set Elite, and I got the On Cloud Boom X Pro, I believe is what this is called. Cloud X Tempo Pro. So these are 3 shoes that are like HYROX shoes. You just do that on the market right now. So I'm going to test them out doing a variety of different things. We're here on the tracks, we're going to run. So we're going to do 3 rounds of 1,000 meters at kind of like HYROX race pace, and then 200 meters at what will be closer to kind of 5K plus, with the idea of like seeing what this feels like at like a tempo-y HYROX pace, and then what it feels like being a little bit faster, a little bit more up tempo. And I'm going to do them side by side. So I'm going to do 1,000 and 200, 200 and change shoes all the way through. So we're going to start with the Puma HYROX. I mean, like, these feel good. Like I had the 3s and I really like them. I mean, they're a marathon shoe. They are just that. They are a running shoe. A little snug around that forefoot area, so there's not a ton of space there. But yeah, it just feels like a traditional running shoe, so it feels good. Feels light on the foot, fairly bouncy underneath. What Puma's done with this is they took their marathon shoe and basically just put a different outsole on it. Apparently they tooled with the density on the foam as well, but the mold, everything else is a shoe that they have for a marathon. So this is not a HYROX shoe from the ground up. So I expect that it feels good on this run. I would hope that it's going to be good. So, right. Yeah, these are good. These are not like remarkable. Feel light and feel bouncy, but they're not like incredibly propulsive compared to some of those like super duper shoes. But overall, they feel fine. I would definitely use these like confidently for a run. I really like them. With the 3s, I did wear them as like a trainer almost. Like I use them often. So yeah, not a huge upgrade in my opinion from what it feels like, but it feels pretty good. So let's like spin some 200s and see how it feels. I felt fast ripping 35s. 33 on that last one. Come see me. They feel good at getting up and going. They feel good getting up and going. So I'm interested now. This might be like a stark difference in feel under the foot. So with the Puma, this has, I think it's stacked pretty high. I think it's stacked up over close to that 39. I don't know exactly. It does have a full length plate and has like 2 different density foams, which is pretty standard right now. Usually the bottom ones will be a little bit more firm, top one a little bit soft, so you put your foot in it, it feels like nice on the softness, and that plate put in gives a little bit more of that. For propulsion, kind of works as like a rubber band type of a spring response. You know, I got the heel beveled a little bit. But in terms of tech, it's like a super foam with a full length plate and stacked like relatively high. This Adidas is stacked quite a bit higher here in the heel. I would have to check. I think this is over the allotted 39 millimeters. And for the technology, see, it's like this is like a hard plate here. This wraps around and it's like kind of like 2, and it wraps down to here. This is to signify this is like an energy rim. And what that is, that's not a full length, right? So the middle is like all foam, and the spring action that you get is just from this like rim action. It's pretty stiff to the feel of the hand. It gives a pretty good response. The same technology that they have in the Evo Pro, which is a shoe that Sebastian Salway ran sub 2 in the marathon with. So they put some of that cool technology in there again with the super foam. And this is stacked really high. So I'm interested to see how these feel side by side. Yeah, it's different. Immediate reaction is like, it feels way softer under your foot, but not to the point where it's like mushy. It definitely has some spring. The foam was really good. The tech of the rim, you know, doesn't interfere with that foam as much. So it doesn't have like this hard piece right in the middle. So it's like soft everywhere, which feels really nice. They do not feel faster. They do not feel faster. It doesn't feel like I'm in as much control. It's like you got to give yourself to this shoe. And it kind of just takes it. It doesn't mean I won't run as fast, especially at a distance like HYROX where you're really not running that fast anyway. But it didn't feel like I had like really good control. It is wider across the middle, so it kind of put me off of my like landing point at first. So I felt like it was kind of like moving me to the outside. Once I kind of adjusted, like that was good. I mean, like you look at them, you're like, oh, those aren't stable, and they're not. Even like walking around is like a little bit of, like even just look at this. This is crazy. Like just when you step out here, it's like really hard to like keep control on the back. It's so squishy. But underfoot feels great. Like I didn't like I kind of enjoyed not feeling that much. But yeah, it's just like a much different sensation. So let's rip some of these 200s. These things will just take me for a ride. They don't feel as fast, but they still perform fast. It certainly feels more like a super shoe than the Puma. The sensation on the foot is just different. It's just different. I don't know if it's better or worse, but it's different. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Yeah, so let's try these on. All right, so this is the On Cloud X Tempo Pro. This is their intro into this space. This shoe is really, really stiff, especially through the middle here. Like I can't even bend that at all. Up front, it's a little bit less. Like we take a look at the other ones. Like I can bend this a little bit, but it feels really, really stiff. The upper is like, it's very on there. It's very pronounced, like big overlays and this strap. I don't understand why there's a strap on here. My main guess is like, this is like in their training department, like that's kind of like their training division of shoe. And then we're seeing this kind of, Adidas is doing this as well. And Nike's definitely sticking their shoe in like the training bucket. But to me, like the strap, it's nonsense. Like this is just complete like extra weight for no reason. I haven't run in it yet, but like, just from like looking at it, to me, it's only a way to signify like, hey, this shoe is not just like a running shoe. This is a training shoe. But it's like, is this for HYROX? Because if it's for HYROX, literally don't need this at all. So just upon like initial impression of the tech, I'm a little bit perplexed on this. You know, maybe makes it feel like old school like baseball shoe, turf shoe. I feel like I've had shoes like this before. You tuck laces and laces don't come untied. That's, you know, not really an issue we have to deal with, but I guess this could just have peace of mind. Boom. Yeah, I'm kind of like making fun of it already, but like Alex Ronkovich wears this shoe. He has the world record. He's won the world championship. Like it's obviously, he can run well in it. But I just think that there's some like, you know, interesting design ideas behind what a HYROX shoe is. Yeah, initially it's stiff, man. It's just stiff. Even through the upper, like this is like pretty stiff mesh. These overlays are like, again, stiff. Everything's just stiff. So we'll see how it feels. Yeah, I'll say that there. Feel a little bit better when you're up and running fast. That I did get a better response from, but the amount of time that we'll be running that fast in a HYROX is like 0%. He's gonna need a lot of work to do on the gym. He's gonna have to outperform everybody by a lot for me to consider something like this, unfortunately. I actually have like super secret shoe that have been playing around with. So I'm gonna test those out compared to everything and see how they feel. But something else is in the works to be looking forward to. Okay, so I'm ranking these shoes according to the run. Which shoe is the best running shoe for HYROX available right now? Number 3 is this Cloud X Tempo Pro. Again, heavy, stiff, not much pop. Number 2, I'm gonna go with the Puma. It feels good, it really does. The good pop, bouncy, the fit is really nice. It's like pretty light, feels familiar as like a runner. And I guess the best one is the Adi Zero drop set Pro, just because it gives you so much. It gives you so much underfoot. This is truly like a super shoe for HYROX. It doesn't feel as like fast, but it like the underfoot feel is definitely elevated from everything else that we're feeling. So right now I think this is an elite. All right, we're at the gym, so we're gonna do a little turf test. We're gonna do Metcon with each pair of shoes on. It's just gonna be like a straight up HYROX Metcon, 40-meter burpee broad jumps, 100-meter walking lunges, 40-meter walking lunges, and then 25 wall balls, just to get a good sense of how they all feel. Just doing that stuff. I'm probably gonna go like 90%. I'm gonna try to keep it like around HYROX pace, just so like I can get a decent idea of like how it feels moving at specific intensity as opposed to like punching it. So we'll just go in the same order. We'll start with the Pumas, run to the Adidas, and then with the Ons. So for this Metcon, some things I'm gonna be focusing on: how the landing feels in the burpee broad jumps. Sometimes there's like some slips. I want to stick and make sure I'm in the spot like that. I feel secure and stable. For farmers, that's just a stability thing. Like if it feels wonky or feels like slow, so I'm paying attention to. For lunges, it's stability on the step through, see if it's wobbly. If the depth of the shoe makes the effort feel higher, like it's long, like if it's a stacked higher, does the range of motion feel harder? And also like this, like pushing off of the back, like if I'm slipping or not. And then wall balls is if I feel stable, if it doesn't feel like I'm rocking back and forth, which can definitely happen with these shoes that have like these toe springs in them. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for during this portion of the testing. So I'm expecting these to like perform like fine. Like I said, I feel like Puma did like actually the least amount they could do to get a shoe out. A lot of the top athletes are using these. So I'm expecting these to perform like good enough. What do you think? We'll do HYROX training. Yeah, burpees, no problem. Farmer, same thing, looks like fine. Didn't notice much. I had a little bit of issues getting started in the lunges. Like the first 3 lunges were like wobbly as shit. I don't know if that was a me issue, but it was happening. And I did feel myself being kind of pushed out to the side here, most likely because it's narrow through the middle. So like more prone to just be like out here as like the front of your foot might be tipping. So the compensation of like coming out. So I did feel like I was being pushed out to the side, which can happen in these shoes. And wobbles were good. Like there was no real issue of being like rocked forward, which can happen. Overall, not bad. They said that this is a multi-density, so that they firmed up I don't know which layer. I would assume the bottom to help with stability, but it wasn't necessarily the foam that felt unstable for me. It was like the middle, which did, because you can see it's just like really narrow on the inside here. Like just look, like I'm guessing for lunges, like these are going to be better just because the platform is wider. It is just like, it's narrow. It's a performance run shoe, and I felt that. So just something worth noting. Let's put these bad boys on. Yeah, I wonder how these, I have raced in these. I raced in doubles at Worlds in these. You know, I have some critiques, but I do want to see how these perform in isolation. I wasn't thinking so much about what was going on with the shoe necessarily during. This will be interesting, just because they are wonky for sure. So that felt worse pretty much about at every single station. My first step up from the burpees, my back foot slid out. The landing felt okay, but it's distracting. You know, my foot slipped out and I was like, Jesus. Right away it slipped. The landing on the burpees is fine. Farmers, it is just like, you know, from the change from a run, for me, I'm landing like here for a run.
Farmers turns into more of like a shuffle, like a ruck, right? So I end up reaching out front, kind of hitting here. And as you talked about before, it's just like so unstable and it's so squishy. You add extra, 100% weight to it, a little bit less, and like it really squishes. And you're not getting that type of rebound because the shoe's not as stiff because it doesn't have that full plate. It has just that rim. So Farmer's Foot worse. Lunges, you could definitely feel the depth. You could definitely feel that this was stacked taller. I wasn't wobbling to the outside as much. I didn't have too big of an issues with that, but like it is noticeable that it's more work. Now wall balls, the stack on this is a 12. So it's stacked from here to here, it's like 12 millimeters, right? So it's like kind of pitched up pretty high. And there is a spring at this fork, at the rim. So at this rim, it's like it comes down and then it scoops back up. So this part here is meant to kind of tip you forward as you're hitting. So with this high stack and with this rim, it pushes to the toes. It just does. So on wall balls, I'm here and I need to readjust. It pushes me here, then I need to readjust. I like that it's stacked higher or a little taller to get to the target, which is noticeable. But overall, these are kind of worse in like every single part, which is weird because like that Puma is not, it's not made for HYROX, it's made for running. All right, so we're moving on. Let's see if this On can redeem itself after a poor performance on the track. I mean, I think they will be good in here. This is seemingly more like a cross-training shoe with unnecessary run tech as opposed to a run shoe with unnecessary cross-train tech. Yeah, these are good. Like, I actually felt like I had like a boost on the burpees. And maybe that's where like the stiffness of a shoe like this could play in a factor because it's so stiff that if you get a little bit of bend on that like eccentric load from the jump or coming up out of the squat from the squat, maybe it's giving me a little bit more. Grip was great. Farmer's Foot's solid. Lunges, no problem. And wall balls are solid. These are good. These are good in the gym. And I don't know if it's because I had them on after the Adidas or what, but nah, these are shining right here. I don't know if it makes up for the run, but I would definitely train in these. Kind of expensive for a trainer, but like I would absolutely bring these to the gym to do HYROX work in. All right, we're just gonna hit some HYROX quick. I think I'm just gonna do like 300 on each. What I found, like the geometry of a shoe can like screw up some of the, like just make it feel funny. So I just want to make sure that there's not like anything glaring here. I don't expect to make like a game change decision on the HYROX. So we're just gonna hit a little bit on each. That's all. No problems. No problems with that at all. Not gonna make you faster, 30. Not gonna make you slower. So, pass. Another pass. I actually liked how he felt on the ski. Wider in the mid platform. Felt a lot more stable. So I guess that's a point in its favor. With this stack being wonky, it might be a little harder to get into straps if they're not all the way loose. Just something worth noting. But they fine. Check. Pass. Pass. All right, so now sleds. This to me, honestly, like if I was just testing something to make or break, like this would be the only thing that I would really care about. Like, of course, there's other aspects to it, but I think the sleds are the most important for me. So I'm going to do sled push, where I'm gonna go just down and back for time, a little objective, subjective. So we're just gonna push the sled as hard as I can and see how it goes. This weight is a little bit heavier than pro weight. And this carpet is like, this turf is like similar to the center. It's not the exact same, but I found it to be like pretty comparable when it comes to training and racing. 3, 2, 1. "59 seconds. I'm gonna rest a lot. I had a little slip on my front foot when I first got it going, which doesn't instill confidence in the push, but once I started going, there was no problem. So it didn't feel like I was like dug in, but it did feel like I was like able to like exert into the sled. So for sled push, they work pretty well. So yeah, no, these will definitely work. I guess in terms of the grip on the Pumas, they have all these like little dots, textured dots. These look to be raised maybe a millimeter. So it's not super aggressive. It gives a lot of contact points with these dots. Yeah, it's just run it right across like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 contact points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and like 6 to 8 across when it comes to the top, which is a lot of what we're doing. And because it's round, like it's gonna catch it in both directions. Maybe not the way that as much as you want, but I'd honestly probably like these to be a little bit more raised to feel like I'm digging in. But it works, it does do the job. Yeah, a 65. I don't think I slipped every step, but I slipped maybe 90% of them. Sound like the hedgehog legs, just like trying to keep underneath. When that happens, it's like I'm thinking about how much more force I need to put into the ground because the shoe's doing nothing for me. And that was on the push, and the push in general is like a little bit easier. So these on the pull, I'm very, very concerned about. There's no texture on this. Like the texture is, the texture are the diamonds, but there should be texture on the diamonds as well. Like here, like these are just biggest, like each piece has texture on here. This is just basically just like a slick bottom. Like I don't understand how this works at all. "55 seconds. I felt like I could push a house. Wasn't expecting it to be faster. That first length was, I think, 2 seconds faster than Puma, and actually felt easier. You can see it's alternating, which I think is smart, right? Where it'll give you a grip in both directions, and having it raised, this is probably raised to about 2 millimeters. So like it just grabs the ground, man. I don't have to worry about it at all. So for the sled pull, I'm just going to start at maybe like 1 plate below race weight, and then just stack plates until I can't pull it anymore. So it's kind of like a max strength test as opposed to the speed. Pulled 8 plates, 9 plates. 9 was like a little bit sketchy, a little bit slippage on the 9, which is generally what I train at. So it's a 10. We'll see how this moves. Barely did, so we'll call it that. 10 plates. All right, Adidas. Let's see if these engineered shoes for the HYROX carpet can outperform a running shoe. I think we need to go down. Like, yeah, like when I train for HYROX, I like to put 9 plates on. This is 8. These shoes are making me weaker. 7, all right, see if we can get 7 without slipping. I think that's a fail. Let's try 6. That's a pass. That's a race killer. For me, like, that's an absolute race demolisher. Slipping on the sled pull, and you need to do like so much more work with like your arms and grip and like pressing to the ground so hard to just get the same type of performance that you can get from another shoe. Like I'm surprised these were that much worse. It's hard to justify that. Like the running of in them was really good, but this is like really bad. Like to the point where it's like I would be I would not feel comfortable recommending them because of how poorly they performed just then. 8 pass, check. Solid. 10. 10. All right, wasn't slipping, it's heavy though. 10, let's try to get one more on here. I feel like an Olympic lifter right now. Just doing like a couple reps and then just sitting for several minutes. 11 plates. Come on. Okay, like we're at a stalemate. Draw. It's not a win, it's not a loss. I didn't feel confident enough like leaving 2 feet. If I had to leave one, I probably would have slipped or just completely stopped. So I did not slip. That's interesting. So it's like the shoe, the tech is not limiting me. My strength is limiting me, where the other ones I was limited on the tech. I mean, these win by a landslide when it comes to the sleds. All right, so I think we hit all the things that I would feel comfortable hitting, and like now I kind of have an idea of what I wanted, what I would race in if I had to race like tomorrow. So in third place, taking a fall after an early lead, are the Adios Drop Set Elite. These just like didn't perform in the gym, man. Like it crossed all of the different tests that I did. It was the worst of the 3, and how much less I was able to pull on the sled and how much slower I pushed on the sled is just it's a deal breaker for me. Like that just loses time. I ran these in doubles at Worlds, and we did lose a lot of time on the sled pull. I noticed the slipping on the sled push. If you train in these all the time, maybe you can be good. I mean, there's some really good athletes wearing these, but for me, it's just like they're not good enough. Like the grip on the bottom, I just won't compromise by whatever like small advantage I think I would gain on the run here. I think I would give everything and more back on the sleds, and just would not be able to make it up for it. So this I would race in if I had to, but not if I had a choice. Coming in second is the Puma. So like this is just like good across the board. I'd probably recommend this for most people, as this is going to be a kind of a safe bet. It's not exceptional on the run, it's not exceptional in the gym, but it like works for the sleds and it feels good underfoot. It's light, it has some good bounce. I think this is like a really good option for pretty much anybody who wants to do HYROX. Like I like it. I would definitely race in this shoe. And a massive come from behind victory. The shoe, like the Cloud X Tempo Pro, like the running that we have to do in HYROX is not that fast. And for me personally, like the running is where I feel like I already have a bit of an advantage, so I can give back like a little bit, and it's not gonna be so much. Like these aren't like gonna make me like actually slower. They're just not really gonna give a lot back to me. But what I gain on the sleds, I would be like excited to race in these, because I'd be like, I might murder these sleds. I might PR these sleds no matter what. Like this is the best I've felt pushing or pulling in for the sleds, and to me, like that's the most important part. These also did outperform the other shoes on things like the lunges, wall balls. There's no problem. Like this is just feel confident during the stations. Like the run definitely isn't good. It's not good, but for me, I'd be willing to give that up a little bit because of how good it is on the stations. So if I was racing tomorrow, I would wear this. I'd recommend the Puma for most people, but yeah, I would be excited to kind of race in this with this crazy outsole.